Hey guys, it's Lori, and welcome to the weekly forecast. For this one, we're going to be working with the energy of Archangel Gabriel and God. And so I'm just going to talk about this, guys. Over the course of several years since I moved from Chicago to Georgia, I have been feeling heavily psychic attacks and weird things happening to me, spirits and negativity bothering me, okay? And it reached its peak when we first came here. I could sense dense pockets of energy. Think of it like you move into an area where there's a lot of history of civil war and injustice, and it kind of seeps into the energy of the land, and it's all over in Georgia. And think of it like an energy vortex, like in Arizona. If you've ever been to like Red Rocks or things of that nature, certain areas in Arizona, it's like you can go through these pockets where it's like an energy burst, like it goes through you. People that are sensitive like me, you know what I'm talking about. Other people, it's something to, I guess you could aspire to feel. But anyway, since I've been living here, that type of stuff has been going on for a while. And I kept trying to find new techniques, asking the angels to help me to figure out what to do, what's going on, new tips, prayers, whatever. And in the end, they were like, you're very connected to us, because I've been working with them for over 20 years. And they're like, now you need to build your connection with God. And you know, like, I was raised Catholic, so of course Jesus is going to be in there somewhere. They're like, you have to build up your connection to God and Jesus. And that's what the angels told me. And they said that besides a lot of people having a mass awakening right now, there's a lot of people that are being called to figure out, who am I, what's going on. And sometimes the belief system they were raised in isn't right for them anymore, and they have to seek other sources, or they are being called more strongly to a belief system, you know, if that's how they were raised and things of that nature. Okay, so long story short, my whole point of this is that God and Jesus are really making themselves known in the world now. And it's not a bunch of people going around saying believe Jesus or you're going to hell. It's not any of that stuff, okay? Because that's just fear-based stuff being pushed onto people. What I'm getting is love and light God, divine protector God, and Jesus. That's what they are, okay? And so I've been working on connecting to Jesus more, to ask questions to Jesus. Who are you really? Is stuff in those books correct? And I was guided to this one guy. His name is Rocco. I forgot the rest of his name, but he translated Jesus' original language was Aramaic, and he went to study it and learned that there's so many mistranslations and misinterpretations in the books, and that people over the years put their own agendas in the books. Anyway, with that type of confusion going on, I was like, and I have family members that aren't talking to me because they are set in their belief about what God is and what's right. And so I say to them, if you are watching right now, quietly stalking me, go up. Don't look at the books. Don't look at what you think is right. Get out of your head and your ego and meditate with God. Meditate with Jesus. And I always tell people there's so much going on here. I say, I ask my guardian angels, place me in a protective shield of light. Um, and I ask my higher self, which is the highest version of you. It knows why you're here. Think of it like it's your divine self. Okay. So I just ask them and Archangel Michael, please help me to connect to the light of God. Help me to connect to Jesus, God, above this world, above all of these belief systems, to the true divine source. And if you do that for like 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll start having a connection with God and Jesus, or, whoever out of that mix. Everybody's one is what they keep telling me. Everybody is one, but yet they all have distinctive personalities and things of that nature. So that brought me to our reading today, guys. I'm going to be doing more stuff centered around connecting with God and what God wants. And I have found that during the psychic attacks and that, when I've closed my eyes and I've focused directly on God, I felt this wonderful giant being come in, like his wonderful light come in and just sweep everything that was bothering me away. And I've, been testing it, playing around with it. I'm like, okay, God. One time I went into, this happened, I guess, 2 times or more. I went into meditations and I had a severe migraine. I'm kind of prone to those migraines with aura, and it feels like you're having a heart attack. It's really bad. I go into the meditation and I'm just like, God, please help me. Please heal me. Thank you for your light, grace, and love. And I'll start off with thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then near the end, I'll just see, what do my angels, guides, God want to tell me? And then most of the time it's like you could just say, allow God to work on me. I ask God to please work on me. And I will feel, every time I've felt, especially with the migraines, it was like a snap of the fingers and the migraine was gone. And that happened to me 2 or 3 times. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And then with all the spiritual texts, the negativity. So as we know, guys, we're navigating through the darkness of the world is being exposed and it's not hiding anymore. So we're seeing more corrupt people, corrupt politicians, people not hiding anymore their motives or what they're really like. We're also seeing an increase on negativity in the movies, on TV, like more on video games, more brutal. I want to say the sh word, more brutal stuff. Okay, because we're being conditioned to, you see it over and over, or certain music. I'm a fan of rap music. I'm a fan of all types of music. Okay, I do prefer alternative music, but I love all of it. And I found that music carries a vibration. And what I've come to realize is negativity, they don't care. They're going to try and seep into any part of your life that they can, And that's essentially what's going on here, guys. There's a real spiritual war that has really, I guess you could say, it's at its peak right now. So notice in the world. One thing that I started to realize is when I was being shown that certain religious things were tainted, then I really realized everything in the world is tainted with darkness. And it really brought me down and I got depressed. And then I started seeing these negative beings and forces in my home, walking around, following me around, stuff like that. And I was like, God, how do I solve this situation? So whenever you're stuck, God, how do I solve this situation? And since I work with the angels, I'm like, God, the angels, Jesus, how do I solve this? And then I'll go for a walk, I'll distract myself, I'll go watch a funny movie, something, and then the answer starts coming. Because if you're too heightened and upset, you're not going to hear your intuitive information coming in, And what I got is that I need to change my belief and viewpoint from that darkness is in everything and it's tainted everything to God is in everything. God is blessing everything. God is everything. And so if you're in a similar situation to me, which I feel like a lot of my friends that are very intuitive or very spiritual have been feeling these attacks. Another thing you want to be aware of, okay, content creators and things of that nature. More as if you're super sensitive and then you have a channel where there's 200, 20K following you, you're going to get something because all those people are looking at you, they're watching you, they're judging you, they're sending energy to you, whether they know it or not. Okay. And then that gives opportunity for people that are negative or have diabolical things going on to attack people that are on social media. And you really want to be aware of that, okay? Because I'm telling you guys, this stuff has been going on for me since I moved to Georgia about almost 3 years ago. It's really increased, and this is what you can do to help yourself, okay? We all have all these different methods or prayers and things, but what I found is I could do all these prayers, about Saint Michael and, things of that nature, Saint Michael prayers and casting out and all that, in which it does work and it does help. Michael's here. But also, it's like, don't forget to connect to God as well. You can just go straight to God too and say, please, I'm open to your light, grace, and love. Please help me. I can't handle this on my own. I can't fix it on my own. And then notice what happens, okay? So if you're super sensitive like me, you'll feel God coming in. You'll feel him like, whoo, and wipe it all out. And so it's changed my viewpoint a lot on things, because I have been burned by religion in the past. And when they showed me that a lot of stuff, what I was guided to do is just go straight up. Talk to God, go straight up. Not what people are telling me to believe or what to read. I'm going straight up, and then it really has made a difference in my life. I feel safer. I feel safe within myself. I moved to Georgia, and it was hard meeting people, and I started getting lonely. I felt isolated. Sometimes people can be flaky. And so it's like it's hard to meet people that are genuine, or that, there's all these flaky people. And I'm not saying that's for everybody. I have met some nice people here, but this is when I first moved here. And, when I started sitting in God's light, meditating in God's light, the loneliness went away, okay? And for people feeling depression, things of that nature, it also helps and relationships, if you're searching for, you're caught up in that soulmate and loneliness and all that. A lot of times we come to earth and it's like there's an illusion of separation from God. And the separation makes us seek out people to fill a hole empty in us. But once you start meditating, sitting in God's light, connecting to God every day, okay, that stuff starts to go away. And then your self-esteem gets better. You feel better in general. You start to get ideas about your health, what you can do to fix your health. Like spirit will give you messages, or they'll bless you, things of that nature, aka God. And yeah, so it makes a big difference on who you're connecting with. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the weekly forecast. So if you've hung around for this long, thanks a lot, and thanks for tuning in. Now, one thing that I want to say is we're just going to ask Archangel Gabriel and Divine Masters to come in. And we're asking Gabriel to place everyone watching and the guardian angels, everyone watching, in a sacred shield of divine protection. We're asking God to come in and bless all parts of your life. I'm opening my heart. I'm going from my head to my heart. I'm opening my heart to God. I'm staying in the energy of receptivity. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. So I'm going to pull. I know God told me that he was going to work through Gabriel for this reading, but I also feel like I want to pull on what God wants us to focus on. First one we're going to do is Power Thought cards. So this is going to be like a part of our key themes. And then we're going to do the Ascension cards from Melanie Beckler. And energy for the beginning, middle, end of the week, we have Archangel Power Tarot. So I'm really feeling these ones right now from Bradley. Okay, so let's get going here. I'm just going to ask, what does God want us to know today? What does God want us to work on? And if you guys have any topics or anything related to this that you would like to ask, I'll try to channel the information in a different video. Okay, what does God want us to know about the upcoming week? I heard, I love you. Don't be afraid. And what I am also hearing is that it's important to focus on what's going right versus the problems. And I get that sometimes we need to talk to people about our frustrations, but you know, what I heard is do more of, if someone does it for you and they need to vent, hold space for them. And don't sit there and agree with it and all this. Just say, I'm holding space for you. Say what you need to say. And you could even say, I ask God and the guardian angels, please put this person in a bubble of light. Okay, so you guys are learning techniques and stuff in this one. And if you'd like to work with me on that further, I do have a 20% off sale right now. Life is simple and easy. Okay, so that's the card. When I focused on God, that's what I heard. And then we have all that I need to know at any given moment is revealed to me. I trust myself and I trust life. All is well. And okay, I am hearing a message about stray spirits and weird stuff talking to people. What the angels tell me is that it's better to always work with your guardian angels and ask them, like if some stray spirits or weird stuff is talking to you, you always want to be, your guardian angels are always with you, because you could say, I'm calling in my guardian angels. I'm asking them to put me in a shield of divine light. And I'm asking them to please go and see who keeps talking to me, or what this spirit or this being that's coming to me, is it really? Because sometimes things are disguising themselves as something that they're really not. Is this really an angel? Is this really that guy that I think is astral traveling to me or whatever? You know, I just made something up right there, but I think, you know, somebody might be having weird stuff happen to them in that way. Is that really Archangel Michael? Now, I've had somebody ask me in a reading, they think Archangel Michael was doing some weird stuff. And I was like, I've been working with Michael for over 20 years. I've had a couple of times people ask me about Archangel Michael or Metatron. And here's a heads up for you guys. Things can pretend to be something that they're not, but you really have to ask them, show your light to me. You know, like you know, you can ask your guardian angels to go check and see, because a lot of stuff will send you love and light, but after a while, it can't hold that high vibration. It can't send that love. And then you start to feel what it really is, which it'll feel. How I know stuff is good and bad for me is that it feels yucky and gross. Okay, it's like a dumpster. And it's like, so you're walking by a dumpster, okay, where something from God is like love, light. You know, something can't come up to you and pretend to be an angel. They can't. If, let's say, they have some positive energy with them, they'll send you that, and then it wears off, and then you'll see what it really is. Okay, and what I heard is a lot of stuff is not hiding anymore. So you're probably going to see or feel or sense something off around you, and that what they're telling me now is that you have to focus. So again, they're guiding me. You have to focus on the light. You have to focus on what's good, not what you don't want. Okay, now let's just focus on Gabriel. And here we go. What does Archangel Gabriel want to say for an upcoming week? What is a good affirmation? I see my parents as tiny children who need love. I see my parents as tiny children who need love. I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I know that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free, and I set myself free. So this might be judging our parents, our childhood still affecting us. You know, some people are, you know, like there's engagements, events coming up, and we don't want to invite our parents, or we don't want to deal with our parents, or we're afraid of what they may do. So for some people that are going through that particular situation, forgive your parents, forgive the situation, okay? Forgive what happened to you. And then what I heard is if you have relatives that are difficult to deal with, and it may be something where you have to call them or talk with them, figure out a strategy. You know, sometimes I always recommend people to go see counselors in regards to anything with childhood. You know, sometimes getting a reading on that can help. Things that you've been through, trauma you've been through. EMDR is something that I've tried on my own. It's been really helpful. EFT tapping has helped me to work through things. Okay, so that's just what you want to pay attention to. Okay, can I forgive and move on? Can I let go, or is that going to determine the course of my life? Okay. Now, I feel like some of these messages may not hit for everyone. Take what fits for you, though, out of it. Like when I saw Lori pull the card, what did I get? Okay. And then come back at the end of the week, watch it again, and see how it plays out for you. So now we have the Ascension cards. So I'm just going to put it against me. I always knock on the cards to clear energy. That's just what I do, because I can feel energy leave out of things. And I'm just going to focus on God again. So we're asking God, source of all life, what else do we need to pay attention to for this upcoming week, the people that are watching? And then Gabriel's card. Okay, so we have download divine love. So this was the card when I focused on God. I got download divine love. And what I heard is, you know, you can work with Gabriel throughout the week and bring in God's light. And you could even say, I'm asking God and the angels to download divine love to me. And that it goes into my health, my finances, my love life, my family, my career, my home. And if I also heard automatic writing, so you could sit down and do automatic writing with Gabriel and, you know, help me to connect to God. You know, when someone first tries to work with God, it can be difficult. You have to build it's like with your intuitive gifts. If you're working with a teacher or guide, angel, stuff of that nature, you have to do it a little bit at a time, and you build a bridge and a connection. It's the same type of thing in working with God's light. And God can be, it's like God will look at you and see what's going on and then decide, okay, this particular person, here's how I'm going to handle it. You know, download divine love. Okay. And then for Gabriel, I got 2 cards. Open your psychic senses, honor how far you have come. Okay. So this may be, sometimes we get caught up in life and we're not fully tuning into our gut feelings, which I also call our intuition. It's like we're just in our senses. We're just in sensory mode, you know. what they're telling me is to unplug from people, from situations, have downtime on your own. You know, if you feel like your cell phone is an appendage that is connected to your hand and you can't let go of your cell phone, that's a sign that you are addicted and need to take a break, okay? Need to do little breaks, like maybe 20-minute break and then build up to 30, and then, you know, plug your phone in a different room when you go to bed at night. So then you get back to your own body rhythms. Honor how far you've come. So a lot of people have made some big changes. The good things that are coming to you, you deserve. And I did hear, open your heart to receive every day. Okay, that's very important. Trust your gut instincts, your intuition, open your heart to receive. And then what I heard is don't downplay or put down how far you come. Now, let's get on to our energy for the beginning, middle, and end of the week. So I'm just going to focus on what does Gabriel and God want to say to us and the guardian angels. What is coming for us for the upcoming week? Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, and a theme card. So I'm just asking, what is our theme for this week? We have the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. And it's kind of funny because we've already got repetitive messages about connecting with God, being in meditation. And meditation isn't just connecting to your breath. It's just like you could focus on an object. You can listen to music. You can light candles. You can stare into a candle flame. You know, you can do so many different things. And what I heard is pay attention to those nudges. So I always feel like somebody's tapping at me on the shoulder. Do this, Laurie. Do this, Laurie. And I did have that happen over this weekend where I was kind of procrastinating on things. Pay attention to those nudges, okay? Write it down. What I heard is if you get any intuitive hits or you're like, okay, I just know this is going to happen, or you have weird dreams or whatever, write it down so then you can fit the pieces of the puzzle together as the week progresses. Monday, Tuesday energy, we have Archangel Raphael. Seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. And I think maybe we got this card last week. I'm not positive. But what I heard is, it's like Raphael saying, and Gabriel and God, focus on us. And what I heard is the color green symbolizes nurturing. So you're supposed to be nurturing yourself. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of downtime. I'm taking a step back. I'm focusing on I'm looking at what has been working so far and what hasn't. And I've been adjusting my path. Okay. And this also may be we're feeling alone, or we're feeling like all the weight of problems are on our shoulders, but they're just right there waiting. Okay. Ask for help. Ask for what you need. The middle of the week, we have Wednesday, Thursday energy. Again, self-care. We got self-care, self-love. And they're telling me you can connect with Gabriel through, I heard like citrine for Gabriel, and for Raphael, you could pick different crystals that are the color green and just set the intention to work with Raphael. You can wear it on as a necklace, as a bracelet, you know, what have you. Night of Raphael. Committed romantic relationships being swept off of your feet. Situations or topics that make your heart flutter. It feels like the middle of the week is going to pick up. There may be some action and movement, especially in relationships, friendships, family area. There may be things where it's been a little bit stagnant. It starts to pick up. What I also heard is the 5 Love Languages, that book again, and people noticing, what does my partner need right now? So I'm going to give them what they need, not what I want. Okay. And I also get about the horse having to do with intuition, playfulness, moving forward despite any setbacks or fear. Okay. Some people, it's just going to be, they're going to be more aware or, feeling heightened emotions from people. Okay. Other people, it may be like there's just this upwind and things just really pick up. Okay. And what I heard is choose your adventure. So decide now, how do I want my week to go? When you wake up in the morning, I'm going to visualize me going throughout my day and everything just working fabulously. And if you are, what I talked about in the beginning of the reading about psychic attacks and stuff like that, you want to think about God is in everything, God is everywhere. And I often think about, you could see yourself in clouds or white light or what have you. Or like as a knight, you have your armor on, protective shield on, and you're ready for the day. Now, at the end of the week, we have Friday and the weekend where we're working with Michael's energy is coming in as well. So what I heard is it's like protection. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachments to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So this may be, for some people, a wake-up call about their relationship, their friendship, their family. They need to make some decisions or choose a fork in the road. Some people are going to be frustrated. I can't take this anymore. I don't like the way my life is. I got to do something. Okay, because they're showing me that it's like he's on a cliff and there's like an ocean below. There's many choices and options for you. So if you feel like you're trapped, take a step back, get some fresh air, and then come back to it. Recalibrate yourself. I'm going to do things that are just for me and figure out options. Okay, that's what I heard again about options. This may be, let me see what else they want to say. This might be somebody pushing or forcing for an outcome. Like they want to go on this trip, so they're pushing and forcing to get the money, to hustle, to make the income, to go on this trip, and then things just keep slamming them down. It's like one thing after another problem, one problem after another. So again, I'm not saying this is somebody specific, but I'm giving an example. So if you feel like, okay, you keep getting knocked down and you're still pushing and forcing something, that's why it's not working out. Either spirit is saying this isn't right for you, or it's that you're pushing and forcing and it's making resistance appear. So again, that's where you would want to take a step back. What could I do in the moment to see things from a different light? What could I do? I need to get back into the energy of receiving, okay, not chasing. Let's see. What I also heard in regards to this one is say no when you need to say no. Okay, don't go along with it. Like sometimes family, friends, what have you, they want us to go along on something and you really rather not. Don't do it, okay, guys? Sometimes it could be for a job, and then that's where you have to use your imagination. Be, hey, I really don't want to do this assignment or whatever. And then if, sometimes we can't get out of it. So it would be, how can I see it in a different light? How can I make the situation work for me? Okay. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop here and let's have a good week.